Okay, so, let me try maximizing this, see how that, if it gives more light. Trying to make this while I have some light from having the generator running. Hopefully you can hear me over the generator. Just trying to charge some of my devices up. And, there's a vehicle coming in back here. I'm hoping it's not a cop to mess with me, because I just parked up here not long ago just to clean up a bit. I'm charging some of my devices. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what I can do with the money I have left. So, yeah, something I wanted to address, about my mom, before I call it a night, or I guess maybe try to park up somewhere else, depending on if this person comes and bothers me. I'm going to try to shut down the generator soon, so I'm not calling more attention to myself. I've just been running it for maybe not even an hour, just like wash some dishes and have some light so I can sweep up and stuff. This is getting kind of gross in here. The thing about RVs is, like, they get dirty pretty quick, but you can clean them up pretty quick too, so it needs like a deep clean. So one thing I wanted to address about my mom that keeps popping up in my mind that I think is really important. She wants everything. She's not willing to choose. So let me give you some examples. She wants to be an artist. She wants to be an artiste, and she does, like, clay workshops and oh my gosh, like I told you, it does what it damn well pleases. Oh my gosh, and now it looks crazy. Okay. Yeah, hi. That's probably what I looked like half the day. Whatever. I don't care, girl with the crazy hair. She wants to be an artist. She doesn't have the courage to really be one, because it's a life of it is somewhat a life of suffering. A lot of being an artist, like, read about artists and artists' lives. Typically they've suffered in some way or another. Like, Frida Kahlo had horrible health issues because of an accident. Van Gogh had all kinds of psychological issues. Wound up shooting himself in a field in the head and didn't succeed in killing himself, and then had to crawl about a mile down the road to a hospital where he finally died. You know, these people live tragic lives and typically very selfish lives, and that's an important thing to understand. You can understand this by going, and there's an interview out there with Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac. She made a decision one day. She realized you can't be a mother and an artist at the same time. And you can understand this even by contemplating the Jungian archetypes, Carl Jung's archetypes, because his three main archetypes, and I'll be talking about these more in regards to, like, the cult and some realizations I had about men and women and such. And that's actually how I came to realize that the meaning of life was to live a meaningful life, was contemplating the Jungian archetypes. So anyway, like, the three main archetypes are the mother, the father, and the child. And the child typically represents the artist, quite often. The fallen son, the creator, which is not actually the first deity, or the first power, energy, whatever. It's a lower one, but it's a creator. If you want to look into, like, some occult versions of it, like the Gnostics called it Yaldabaoth. Christians might know it as, it would be like the devil, like the one that rules over the physical world, because it, like, kind of made it. But then, like, they get into, like, well, there's a higher God that really rules over more stuff, but and that's the case. It's like, anyway, I'll be getting into that more with other videos, but let me simplify this so you can understand it better. With the Stevie Nicks, we'll start with the Stevie Nicks interview. She realized you can't be an artist and a mother at the same time. You can't. They're different lives, entirely. So she decided to sacrifice being a mother for being an artist. She realized she went into life as an artist because an artist, it's an inherently selfish life. And to be a mother is an inherently unselfish life. And you can't have both. You really can't. Artists, like to do things like jet set off to Paris or whatever to, with some friends for a weekend because they were invited to a crazy ass party and someone paid for their ticket, and like, you can't do that if you got kids you're responsible for, and artists like to just listen to comedians talk about like the weird stuff that they do and weird experiences they go have and the weird parties that they have together. Like, that's all part and parcel for that lifestyle. You need life experiences and all kinds of them, and typically that takes you down some crazy paths and into crazy experiences, like crazy situations, which is not responsible when you're responsible for a small person. You need to curb yourself a lot more when you're a parent and not let yourself go into crazy situations, because if something happens to you, what happens to the kid? So, you can't be at those crazy ass art parties, drinking till dawn, and because you decide last minute you guys all want to stay up to see the sunrise and play Ouija board or whatever, do some kind of weird new art game or something. No, you have to be responsible. You have to set routines and such for your children. That means you need a bedtime like they do. You need to keep yourself healthy and model healthy lifestyle to them, so on and so forth. So being a mother means tons of self-sacrifice and just giving. And being an artist means a lot of selfishness and a lot of self-exploration. Although I think that mothers should do a lot of self-exploration before they have children, because they should understand themselves and human nature and such before they raise people. Human beings, they should understand human nature, which takes a lot of exploration and self-exploration and such. So, but you really shouldn't be juggling both at the same time. I've seen moms that sort of do it, but they're not really. I'd call them more moms than artists. Like, I worked for one studio, worked for a few studios where it was run by a mom who had kids, and this was like her income on the side, and she just dealt with like running some of the studio, which wasn't. It's like an art studio is not too much to manage. You just have to make sure like you stay on top of bringing in the supplies when you need them and stuff. But like, they'd hire people like me to, teach the classes and stuff. And sometimes they teach a few classes, but it was also like an environment you could bring your kids to. You could bring your kids into work at your art studio that you run. So they'd bring their kids would come in all the time, and I'd be teaching them in classes and stuff, and sitting them down and doing like little art stuff with them. So it was like practically like an extension of their house, practically like the crafts room in their house, like having a mom running a studio. But she's not living a really selfish life. She's being like an art teacher more than an artist, okay? So it's not exactly the same. So yeah, you can either be a mom or you can be an artist. You need to choose. Down here, you can't be everything. You can't have everything. I don't know where you got that idea from, guys. You're not Wonder Woman. You're going to have to make some decisions. The same goes for the fact that artists are typically not financially successful during their lifetime. You see the odd one here and there, like Stevie Nicks. But the trend is they're typically not financially very successful in their lifetimes. Even if their art becomes worth a lot later, it's later. It's after they're dead. And a lot of that is because of, honestly, laundering dirty money through the art market. That's why a lot of art is worth a lot, actually, is it's used to launder dirty money, once you get right down to what it's all about. So, yeah. And it might be easier to launder dirty money with a painting if the person who painted is dead. You don't have to account for them, be accountable to them or anything. It's a lot easier. Like, you don't have to deal with ownership rights or anything like that. if the one who painted it is dead. Plus, you know, they are beautiful paintings, typically the ones that go for a lot of money. But I've seen some really hideous things that are like worth tons of money. It's like, what is going on here? And cryptocurrency, especially in NFTs. Can you say, like, ripe for money laundering? That's one reason I was like, yeah, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. This is like beautiful money laundering tool, guys. That shit never goes away. Are you kidding me? If it's useful to high level criminals, they're gonna keep it alive. Think about prohibition. Did alcohol really go anywhere? No, it didn't. It makes too much freaking money, dudes. So, yeah, cryptocurrency, I'm pretty sure so long as we have internet, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. I would get into it now if I were you guys. Just a tip. So it's the same thing. She can't choose between... She likes her lifestyle. She likes her comfortable lifestyle that she gets with a nurse practitioner's degree. And she's too much of a coward to really take on the kind of lifestyle that's required to be a real artist. So she's not really a real artist. So I kind of have to be the artist. She has to live vicariously through me. So I'm being forced into situations where I'm living like hand to mouth. And I can't, you know, just work in an office researching and writing and make a regular paycheck. And just try to stop bad people from doing bad things to innocent kids, like, who can't protect themselves. I think that's a worthwhile life. Like, I think that's... I don't need to live a tragic life to have a meaningful life. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want to have a tragic life. A tragic, poor life. I'm just fine with researching and tracking and trying to expose bad guys for just enough money that I need to survive and maybe sock a little away for emergencies and like invest. I know investment enough, like I can figure out. I'm already setting up passive income. I'm trying, but like it's a down market and I just got started. I have some investments in the works and I'm waiting for, hoping that they'll come through, but again, it's a down market. It's probably not going to happen until the market picks up. So, and some of them could be very, very fruitful, but like I said, and like, so I kind of have some money in that way, but it's like, it's tied up in investments, so I can't get it out. Like crypto investments and stuff. Oh, what is it, buddy? My cat's crying. What is it? They've been fed, and I got them so much food. I stocked up on their food, like, because I can make stuff work for me more than I can make it work for them. So I stocked up on a bunch of their food, and I got them a big old bag of treats, like a huge bag of their treats. The like, value pack size. It's more economical in the long run. You've had a bunch of treats, but we've been like, the last few days we've been like really... The last thing I really ate that was like, wow, yes, was I had like a little bit of money left. I had like $12 left that I could figure out to scrape together, and I went and bought the most I could afford at the Acme on the island was some turkey bacon and some duck eggs and a little bit of butter. And I went, yeah. And yes, I fried up some duck eggs and some turkey bacon because I was like, I need some fat. It's been a while since I went and had that meal with Nicole and Todd, you know, since I can't really afford to go up there. Even if I stayed there, you know, like, I only have a bike to get around. That neighborhood's out in the middle of nowhere in the woods by a lake. It's like, it's not going to be easy for me to bike back and forth to any kind of job. So that probably wouldn't have been a very viable option for very long. It's getting chill It's September. It's getting cooler. The heater in my RV doesn't work. Out in California, I was using a space heater that I got at like a Big Lots, because the nights out there do get cold in the winter. They drop down pretty. During the day, you're wearing like spring dresses, and then at night in LA, I would be like putting on pants and jacket and stuff. And so the space heater works pretty well, but I was hooked up to constant electricity at my RV park there, so I don't have that here, and I can't just run the generator all the time, so I don't know what to do. Do you think $125 or something could get me down to, I don't know, North Carolina, South Carolina, or something at least? $100. I have maybe, yeah, like $125 left. I'll have to look into it. Someplace a little bit warmer at least that will last through the winter. Yeah, so I just wanted to make note of that. I'm going to turn my generator off so that I'm not drawing any more attention to myself. It's getting late and dark. And, yeah, she's a coward. She wants her comfy lifestyle. My mother wants her comfy lifestyle. But she also wants to be an artist. This doesn't work. It doesn't work, dude. Like, you gotta make some decisions. Are you a mother or are you an artist? Are you okay with being poor? Are you brave enough to, like, do some crazy shit, like sell off half your stuff and give away the other half, and, like, move yourself into a trailer and truck or an RV and, like, move across the country to, you know, gather more information on a cult that you've been researching for a while? She's not an artist, and she's not really a mom. It's like, what are you then? What is she? I don't know. She's like my sponsor, and she'll sponsor me only when I do what she wants and dance the way she wants. So, alright, I need to, how long was this? 17 minutes. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. Bring the cats in. My arms are doing this. I'm going to try to get it. There's no such thing as a shower here. I don't know what's up with my fresh water tank. I thought I filled it at the last time I dumped. Recently, I spent like one of the last like $10. It was out of some money that my aunt gave me left over. And like I got that, and then I had some money and got the I went and did laundry too. Actually, I took some money to do laundry. I scraped a bunch of change that I really needed, and then that's when I had like the $12 left. And I was like, duck, eggs, and bacon, something. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Then my freshwater tank, you're right. I thought I filled it. It says it's on empty, but when I was trying to fill it up at the place, it was like coming back out, like as if it was full, and it's sputtering, like it's not, like there's no water in there. I don't know what's going on with it. So, which means I'm gonna have to spend like another $10 to go try to fill it up again, and hopefully it doesn't have the same problem. I don't know if it's like a big air bubble in the tank or something. I don't know. I don't have the money to like take it anywhere to get it fixed. I can't. It's under warranty with like Camping World, but I can't afford to drive it to the nearest Camping World, and they charge you like $200 up front, and the rest is covered. I wish I don't have that either. Like, whatever's wrong with the freshwater tank, can't fix it. So I managed to get like some gallons of drinking water today. So I'm gonna try to maybe heat it up on the stove tomorrow morning, put it in like a big mixing bowl I have, and wash my hair in it that way. I don't know. I'm trying. It's okay, buddy. All right, yeah, I'm gonna turn this off. Good night.